Hey everybody, I hope you are well and staying warm and off the ice. The ice, at least at our house, remains quite treacherous, and given my drive into Hartford, there's lots of patches, not just on my driveway, that are icy, so hopefully someday soon they'll start to melt. I wanted to start off with sort of highlighting two local events / meetings that I had this week. One that just filled me with hope and optimism, and the other one, not so much, about the challenges ahead. So this morning I was at Housatonic Valley Regional High School for breakfast with the FFA, Future Farmers of America, whose company I always enjoy, and I was there along with Principal Ian Strever to declare FFA Week, starting next week, I think. So it is always a pleasure to be there amongst these incredible young people who are in a kind of snark-free environment. It struck me in a moment which nationwide there's so much ugly conversation. Here's a group of hardworking young people who are pursuing their interests with, earnestness and integrity and hard work, and gratitude for the people who have helped them along the way, and respect for one another, for the land, for the animals they care for the science and technology that they work with. It's a great moment, and I hope we have occasion to have them in Hartford often testifying on things, because I know they're quite good at that. So that was a really bright moment for my morning today. I had another meeting earlier this week with the local federally qualified health center, of the new one in Canaan, who also have offices in Torrington and Winsted, about the challenges they face. We in Connecticut, about 3/4 of our healthcare funding comes from the federal government in various forms, and they are in the crosshairs. They told a story of most recently a federal grant that they usually expect in the past has come in around 2.3 million, came in at 900,000. They already are operating on basically no margins, with a lot of really gifted, skilled, and dedicated staff who really want to, improve the healthcare and lives of the people of the Northwest corner. And they are doing that work, and they are serving, all of us really well. And we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that they continue to do that. But the task is a sobering one, given what is happening at the federal level. And of course, they're just one institution that's threatened. On the more sort of practical work-a-day level, as I mentioned last week, we had a deadline passed this week for the first stage of the committee work, which is sort of raising the bills that we're going to have any kind of discussion on. And in the Finance Committee, we have raised 38 concepts and reserved 23 proposed bills. And the concepts, again, are things that we raise, ideas that we raise in our own committee that we're going to work on. And proposed bills are bills that are raised by individual or groups of legislators that we give a hearing to. And we use them sort of, every committee is a little bit different. In finance, we use them sort of as idea generators. And so we're going to hold hearings on those bills first, and we'll listen to them and figure out what we want to do, given what we hear from the public on as we draft our own committee bills. So that's a long list of bills. It's always longer than you think it's going to be. You try to keep it shorter, and then as you go ahead, oh yeah, that one, and we should hear that one. And as I've said before, I try hard to have a balance and include ideas from across the spectrum in the Finance Committee. So we're going to have our first public hearing on February 26th next week, and we're going to have a couple of late nights next week as legislators, because we also have session on Monday, the 24th. Unusually starting at 5 p.m. We usually start in the morning, but for scheduling reasons and short notice, because it's an early session and there are a few urgent issues, we had to do it at 5 p.m. So some of the issues that we're looking at, that we are trying to provide some early assistance to organizations who are some of the organizations that are threatened and are really seeing a great demand for their services. In light of what's happening at the federal level, that includes Planned Parenthood, some LGBTQ supporting organizations, among others. We're also going to provide some urgent additional funding for special education, which for many districts across the state, costs have gone through the roof, and we're going to try to get some money out to them urgently now, and then continue the conversation for the more structural issues going forward. And then a few fixes to things that we've done that need to be fixed so that towns can enforce them properly. So stay tuned for the full list of things that always develops. Again, we hope it keeps short. Early sessions and sort of emergency sessions like this one should be particular issues that we need to do right away. And I want to highlight one weekend event locally, which is a winter weekend in Norfolk, event I always enjoy in the past, because I'm staying off the ice and I'm still on a crutch. I will probably not be there, but I hope it's a lot of fun, and maybe it's a little bit warmer and a little bit less icy. So I hope soon it will be March and maybe we'll see a spring thaw. But until then, stay warm and safe and have fun out there.